Hey, okay, so back in September, Seint had a bunch of new releases and I wasn't able to share about them at the time because I was freshly postpartum and was kind of in my little newborn bubble. So I'm a little late to the party, but I did want to show you some of the incredible new releases that they have available now that you may or may not have tried yet. So if you've been around for a minute, you know that I have a complete obsession with the Tarte Juicy Lip line. Absolutely love them, like so much so, this is like a container full of all the different shades. I love them so much. I've gifted them. I've bought them for my daughter, stocking stuffers, all things. I love them. Well, Seint released a lip gloss, it's called a lip gelato. So I should just call it what it is. It's a lip gelato. And they released a bunch of different shades in it. They are every bit as good as the Tarte Juicy Lip line, which is saying a lot coming from me because like I said, I've been obsessed with that line for the longest time. So I was beyond thrilled when Seint came out with this. I was a little skeptical, did not know if they would be as good, but they are every bit as good. So I think my favorite from all the colors is this one right here. It's called the Coco Marrow. So what I have on my lips right now, it's such a good color. But what I love about these, the same with why I love the Tarte Juicy Lip line, is they're so hydrating. And I like a really glossy lip, I really do. And so I love how glossy they are. I love how smoothly they go on. They're long lasting. The color payoff is just so pretty. I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. And like I said, this one, I think of all of them, this has been my favorite shade so far. So I'll plan on doing a different video so that this one doesn't get too long where I show off the different colors. But again, cannot recommend these enough. They are definitely in the same league as those Tarte Juicy Lip ones. Absolutely love these lip gelatos. So you should definitely grab them. So then Seint also released some pencils that they have, and they have two different kinds. Well, I should say, two different kinds with different finishes. So there is the satin finishes and there are the silk finishes. So let me tell you the difference between the two. So the satin finishes, they're curated for your lips. If you're someone who likes a lip liner, you can use them for a lip liner. So these ones are a little bit more movable. They tend to be able to, like, you can kind of smudge them and kind of move them around a little bit. They're long lasting, but they do have a little bit more give to them when you apply them. But the nice thing is that you don't have to limit them just to your lips. They can also be used on your eyes. And I've even seen some people like put them on their cheeks and then just kind of pat them out because like I said, they're a little bit more malleable than the silk version. So they have some really pretty colors in this. I especially like the mulberry one. Now, in contrast to the satin ones, the silk ones, these ones were curated for your eyes. These ones are not gonna budge. Like, these ones are long lasting. Once you put them on, they're not gonna shift. You wanna make sure, like, when you put them on, you're kind of quick to apply because you don't want them to, I mean, you can move them a little bit, obviously, but once you apply it, just kind of know it'll stay there. So you wanna kind of work with it quick to make sure that you've got it in the placement that you want because it will stay. And that's what I love about these. And they have one, it's just black. It's called black. But it is the one that I use in my waterline now. And I have absolutely loved it because I feel like it stays put. It's not going to shift and move a ton. I feel like I don't get the same kind of pooling in my inner corner like I have with some of the other waterline pencils and different products that I've used in the past. I should have probably put these on a little further away from each other, but like this one's toffee. This one up here is the satin. Yeah, the satin. So you can see it has a little bit of movement. You can kind of blend it a little bit, but it is going to stay in place when you're doing that. And then this one, this is the latte. This is the one that is the silk. It's not going to budge. Like, it's just sticking there. So you can see, like I said, this one, it can move around a little bit more. The silk one, the satin one, it can move around a little bit more and can kind of be like blended and blurred out. Whereas the silk one, like once it's on there, it's there to stay, which I love. And even you can see as I'm going in with like a wipe, I'm having to press really hard to get that to come off. So it, like I said, it's gonna stay, which I love. So that way, if you have like, if you're putting on as eyeliner and things like that, it's gonna stay in place. You don't have to worry about it moving and stuff if you're using those silk pencils, which is amazing, which is why I love it for my waterline. But then, like I said, the silk ones, no, the satin, guys, this is getting confusing. The silk ones aren't gonna budge. The satin ones are a little bit more malleable. So the satin ones are the ones that were, like I said, curated for the lips, but it allows you to kind of like smudge them a little bit. They're still gonna last, they're still gonna stay on, but they can just be a little bit more flexible in the movement, whereas the eyeliner ones that are the silk version are gonna stay put, which is awesome. So I have lip gloss on, but this right here, this is the mulberry in the satin. So this is one for the lips. It's a little bit more movement to it. And I already have lip gloss on, so I know this isn't like the right time to apply this. I should have applied it first, but you can just see like it adds like I'm doing it very light and I'm obviously blending it, but it's so pretty. And I love that it can just add a little bit of extra color. I've used it where I've like outlined my lips and then just kind of like blended it into the center, and it's got this really pretty purple tone to it. This is kind of hard to apply over the gloss on the top especially. But it's really pretty. So I really like this one. This is, like I said, it has more of like a purple tone to it. But with these, like I said, these satin ones, I've seen, obviously it's for lip liner. I've seen people use it for their entire lip. I've seen them use it for their cheek a little bit. Definitely seen it used for eyeliner, like on the outside. And then with the silk ones, the ones that stay a little bit more, eyeliner is probably the most popular. And then also I've seen it used for the brows. So that's really great. Lots of flexibility, kind of like all of Seint stuff. Very versatile, can use them for a lot of different things, just kind of depending on what you like and what you need. One thing I will note is that the pencil, it's a thicker pencil for sure. And initially it's fine because it's nice and sharp, right? But then it starts to flatten out. I like it because you don't have to sharpen it. You just twist from the bottom and it comes up, which I like because I hate sharpening pencils, especially these thick ones. But a couple of things that you can do just to kind of be able to get it so that you can get that point back, or just to apply it so you have a little bit more precision or in control. So when I'm using the black for my waterline, I found it was just a little too fat to go into my waterline. I find it would kind of like get all over a little bit. So what I do is I take the brush that I use from other, like I have, this is what I used to use in my waterline. I took the brush from it and I will just kind of like scrape up the side just like this to get the product onto my brush. And then I go ahead and I go into my waterline and apply it that way. And that also helps to kind of create that point, so you can use a brush to kind of keep it sharpened and just keep that shape. So I just kind of like work my way around the edges of it and just kind of move it every time I am scraping a little bit off of it. So that way it kind of keeps that point. And then I just, like I said, just go in, I apply it, and it works great. So that's kind of just a really easy way to sharpen it. I've used my like eyebrow brush, but any brush that just has like a really fine point. I've used like the eyebrow brush, I've used the etch brush, I've used the line brush, the multitasker brush. Seint has lots of brushes with really little tiny ends, and all of them can work great. So like I said, you can definitely just apply it straight on, and I don't mind when it comes to like my lips and stuff, but when it comes to like my eyes and even my brows, I want a little bit more precision. I just use a brush and just kind of scrape it and then just apply it that way, and it works great. And I forgot to mention this, but people have also been using it for like a contour and like a bronzer even. So like they've used the stick just to like draw lines down the sides of their face, especially with the satin formula, because again, it's a little bit more movable. But because they have like kind of, they have some that are brown tones. And so, like I said, they've used it as contour and just done like a line and then just kind of blended it. So like I said, tons of versatility in it. Really easy. They've been very well loved amongst Seint artists, and it's something, and even the customers, they've been getting them. Like I said, I'm a little bit behind on the times here. But if you haven't tried them, highly recommend it. They're great products and have a lot of uses that you can apply them to. Another product that they released was this lip and cheek called Blackberry, and it is black, but it is one of those pH products where it actually changes colors based on the pH of your skin. So when you put it on, it kind of has more of like why is it coming off on the camera as almost black? I promise you it has more of a purple hue to it. You can kind of see the reddish on my finger has more of like a plum purpley hue if you see it in in person. My goodness, it's like throwing me off because, okay, it's kind of shown off. Okay, it went on a little darker. You can see the purple coming out more. Now that my pH is coming to the skin, it's warming up to it. So basically, it's gonna change color and it's going to have more of a purple tone to it. But for each person, it's a little bit different because we all have a little bit different pH. So it's gonna bring out a different color on everybody, which is really fun to see. So I think that was probably like the worst demonstration of a product I have ever given, that anybody could have given. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit of this on top of, I have Coco Marrow on my lips, but I'm just gonna put a little, you can already see the color kind of changing to a little bit darker. Put some of this on top of it. You'll see it kind of come out a little bit more as I talk a little bit more, but I promise you, this is a fantastic product. It's super pretty, great for the lips, great for the cheeks. Like I said, it's fun because it's a little bit different on everybody, but it's super pretty. You can see, like I said, it's got a very purpley tone to it. Gorgeous. So if the last video scared you a little bit, or the last part of this video scared you a little bit, don't let it. I promise you this is a great product. Okay, so 2 more products. They released this lip balm and it has a really subtle, like peachy smell to it, which I really like. It almost looks, I feel like there's almost like a little bit of an iridescent thing going on with it, but you guys, it's so hydrating. I just like scrape a little bit off on my finger. Obviously I've got a lot of stuff on my lips already, but it is so hydrating. This is fantastic for winter, especially if you tend to get like chapped, dry lips, which I think we all do a little bit in the winter. This is so good, especially as like a lip mask at night. Leave it on overnight. Your lips are gonna feel so smooth, so silky. All that chappedness is gonna go away. But fantastic product. I love it. Like I said, I love just layering on top of stuff. It's awesome. Last but not least, we have the Pilot brush. This brush is awesome. And let me show you why. So if you've used the 3D brush, this is basically the 3D brush. Same like shaped ends, same quality, all that stuff. But what makes this one different and makes it so great is it's actually 4 brushes in one. So instead of being 2 brushes, it's 4. You just pop off the ends and you get these smaller ends. This one is nice and fluffy, great for like eyeshadows and things like that. This one is a little bit more dense, a little bit shorter, a little bit more dense, great for doing like some of the detailing. I like to use it for like my under eyes and stuff. So I love it because if you're traveling, you can bring a single brush. It's gonna cover all of your needs and it's fantastic. So 4 brushes in one instead of 2 in one, like their normal brushes. So lots of great stuff in their lineup. So many good new releases. They've got all of these new releases. They've got the holiday releases. So if you haven't gone onto their website recently, there's so much new good stuff to get. Highly recommend it, especially with the holidays coming up. There's something for everyone. So if you have any questions, definitely be sure to reach out and let me know. And then as always, if you want to be color matched, reach out. I will include a link. You just need to submit a photo and I will let you know exactly what colors you need to get and the best products for getting started. And then, yeah, like I said, let me know if you have questions.